Today's video, USA versus Europe. Live to work or work to live.
We are Lisa and Greg, an American couple living abroad in Spain. If you're curious about the crazy, funny, and surprising differences between the US and Europe, you came to the right place. We're on our way to 10,000 subscribers, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button so you can be a part of the family as we go through this here. This is Mr. David Wynn. We've done something from him before.
Oh, we've done one thing from him before.
Yeah.
And it was a really good video. He lives in Amsterdam, it looks like.
Yes, cool. And go ahead.
Yeah, and this is like a big deal. This is one of the reasons why we moved to Spain.
Yeah.
Is that work-life balance.
Mm-hmm.
So because you were working 70,
yeah,
maybe sometimes even 80 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just,
it was a lot.
It was mentally and physically killing you.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we will include a link in the description so you can go and show Mr. David Wynn some love. All right, let's go ahead and see what happens here.
Okay.
American working and living in Europe, I've actually never experienced a real summer vacation until coming to Europe. It's summer, and all the Europeans seem to be out of office on holiday vacation. Everything pretty much comes to a stop.
Yeah.
Every email seems to be out of office.
Especially here in Spain, August, everybody's gone.
Oh yeah, it's closed.
Yeah.
It's closed.
Closed.
We weren't ready for that last year.
We
didn't know, but now we know.
Yeah.
And if you're non-European working with Europeans, you know what I mean. Nobody seems to be in the office.
Nice.
And even during a pandemic summer, Europeans still seem to find a way to get out, to travel. Now, it's not only the fact that Americans get less vacation days per year compared to the average European, but it's really the mindset.
Right. Yeah.
The mindset between...
That's so true. You can give Americans 4 weeks of vacation and
they won't take it.
I'm
a prime example. I had, by the time I left the company I was with for 10 years, I had built up, they allowed you to build it up.
Right.
This is one of the few companies that allowed it, but I think I had 8 weeks of vacation by the time I left because I never took it.
Yeah. And you know, I was in a leadership role, so you just feel like you can't leave because the place will fall apart without you or something, which is not true. But that's
but that's how you're like, you feel sometimes. And it's like, you don't want to let your coworkers down, and just, it's like a whole mentality there.
Yeah. By the way, he has a nice house.
He does. I was looking at it too. Yeah.
That's cool. I wish we lived there. All right. Anyway.
The average European, but it's really the mindset. The mindset between work and life. Well, I just returned from my European holiday, my European vacation, where I spent 2 months back home in California. I spent 1 month working from home and 1 month on vacation. And for the first time in a long time, I felt like I could actually recharge and enjoy my vacation. I didn't feel the need to check my email, to think about work, to call someone. No one was calling me, no one emailed me, and I felt completely relaxed. And I feel recharged now to go back to work. And isn't that what a vacation should be, where you go away?
That's just beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yosemite?
Yeah, it's just awesome.
It is amazing.
Yeah.
And isn't that what a vacation should be, where you go away, you enjoy, you relax, you spend time with family, friends, whoever, travel, and then you come back recharged. Isn't that what a vacation should be?
Yeah, that's what it should be.
Now let me compare and contrast that with the first vacation I ever took back in the US. This was back in 2011. I was working for a Big Four accounting firm, and I took a 2-week vacation. A 2-week vacation to a very remote village in China to see the rice paddies. And when I was checking the hotels and the reviews, I was looking for the Wi-Fi speed. I was looking for reviews to see if they had good Wi-Fi. And it was because I felt the need to bring my laptop with me to stay on top of things. And I took my laptop with me on this trip. I remember taking this big laptop with me, carrying it up a mountain, a big hill. And when I finally got to the hotel, the first thing I did when I checked in was to check the internet speeds. To check to see if my email worked, to see if everything was okay, no fires. And that was the...
I have a picture of us at an Airbnb, and we were celebrating, like, I don't know, our 12th or 14th something anniversary. And in that picture on the bed is your laptop open.
Oh, really?
And with work stuff. Yeah. And someone, I posted it and someone had commented, I see Greg's working.
Yeah.
It's like, I know, it's so sad.
The big difference when I compare and contrast then and now, in the US, when I took vacations, I was never really completely off. My mind was still thinking about work. I was sometimes checking email, sometimes in the most remote places in the world, and I was never really off. Whereas in Europe, when I take vacation, there's that expectation that when you take vacation, you're off. And when everyone has that mentality, you also feel the need to relax and to be completely off when you take vacation as well.
Is that true? I feel like that would be true for Spaniards, but, you know, is that true for Germany, where it seems like they work hard? So are you guys checking your emails while on vacation? Is this true because I know each country is different. So I'm wondering, in your country, do you feel like you can truly be on vacation?
Right.
So why is this so? You see, the values and philosophies are very different, Americans and Europeans. Europeans work to live, and Americans seem to live to work. Not to say that there's a right way to live, but what is the right way for you?
Wow, these are so
So I've been in Europe for about 3 years now, 2 years working, and I remember when I first started work, I was talking to a mutual friend who came from Chicago with her company, Deloitte Consulting, and she was surprised when she first started working here in Amsterdam. She was surprised because at 5 o'clock, nobody was in the office. It was empty on a summer day. Nobody was in the office. And this was a big difference because in consulting, especially in consulting, back home in Chicago, she would work late nights up until 8, 9, 10 in the evenings, even during the summer. But when she came here, 5, 6 o'clock, office was empty. And when I first started working, that's also what I realized as well. And to be honest, at the beginning, I made an assumption. I felt like people here weren't as ambitious as compared to the US. But then slowly through time, I rethought my assumption because...
That's true. I mean, I think that's what happens a lot. Like, you know, here, in the middle of the day from 2 until 5 or 6, everything closes down. Siesta, where, you know, and like I never used to take a nap.
Right.
Like I just thought it was a sign of you just being a loser that you're taking a nap. But here I'll take a nap. I'm like, you know, I'm tired. you know, and it's just like it's just accepted for you to just chill and live a healthier kind of life. And in terms of rest and taking time, things like that.
Yeah. So. And I remember someone in the comments saying that they I think maybe it was a German, or I don't know what country they were from, but they said that they work harder. Or no, they work smarter, not harder.
Yeah.
So they get more work done in the allotted amount of time, so they can leave early, so they work smarter.
Right.
Here I was with the mindset of an American that my life was focused on work. And when other people weren't as focused as I was, and they were focused on other parts of life, I assumed that they weren't ambitious.
They weren't solely focused on work. Ambitious living life?
And that was wrong to assume because that's the difference between Americans and Europeans, that mindset that Americans seem to live to work, whereas Europeans seem to work to live. America has been called the no vacation nation.
Really?
And the US is the only advanced nation in the world that does not guarantee its citizens paid vacation days.
Yeah.
For example, the
Right.
typical
Not
American with
guaranteed.
1 year of employment gets around 10 days of vacation.
Mm-hmm.
It's only until after year 5 that the typical American gets around 15 days of vacation. But here's the thing. Most Americans don't use up all their holiday vacation. In fact, Americans only use up around 50% of their holiday
Yeah.
vacation.
Yeah.
And let's compare this with some other countries.
Oh,
For
wow.
example, in Europe, where most people get around 20,
Oh, wow.
25, 30 days
Wow.
of paid vacation
wow.
per year.
This is a little weird, but I do know that people will save their vacation time because usually when they leave the job, they get a check
Right.
for the time that they didn't take.
Yep.
And so they'll
If
use
it's
that.
categorized as vacation, if it's
Right.
categorized as PTO, paid time off, then you lose it.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And not a lot of companies use vacation anymore. They revert it to PTO, so
Right.
they don't have to pay.
Right.
Because probably too many Americans were doing
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Or they'll give you like unlimited vacation.
Uh-huh.
So then, they don't have to pay you.
And
And
then they don't take it.
yeah. And then you
Yeah.
don't take it. And then they encourage you to use it, but just be mindful of when
Yeah.
you use it and all this kind of stuff. So you end up not even doing
Yeah.
it. So yeah.
Year. And the thing is, employees in these countries can actually negotiate for a 4-day work week or buy more vacation time.
Sounds like
wow.
a European idea. The balance.
So what's potentially driving the difference? The difference between mindsets of working to live and living to work. Well, here's a few things that I've observed. Well, for one, in Europe, there's a better social welfare system. And as a result, there's less fear. Less fear in getting fired. Less fear in getting a big medical bill if you go on vacation and something happens and you don't have health insurance. And people here in Europe seem to get more worker rights. And as a result, people
Yeah.
feel like they can take vacation, a more relaxed vacation without worry. Things are also slower in Europe. Pace of life seems slower. And things aren't open 24/7 like the US. And there's more work-life balance here because of the fact that people get more vacation days. People get 20 days, 25 days of guaranteed vacation, and people take their vacation here as well. Now, I don't think there's a right way to take vacations. Well, actually, I take that back. I do think there's a right way to take vacations, and I think Europeans get it right. I think every person should be guaranteed at least 4 weeks of vacation days per year, and that you should take 100% of those vacation days. Because when you go away, you unplug, you relax, you do whatever you want to do, ultimately, you come back as a fuller person, a more recharged person, so that you're actually more productive when you get back to work. There's a lot of research that backs this up as well. Now, for myself, I still have 4 weeks left of unused vacation days, and frankly, I don't know how to use them up. But I guess that's a good problem to have.
That is a good problem to have.
I wonder if it's also like if with those vacation days, I guess you can do a staycation. Because what if, you don't have the money to go off and do something?
That's true. That's true.
Although Ryanair is pretty cheap around here. Maybe there's just
Find a way.
where you live may be a vacation, because it's
Well, and also, if it's a part of the culture, then it's something that you factor into your living.
That's
that
true.
every year you go on vacation, you have all this time, so you factor that in, you find a way. So, all right, let's see what the people got to say. You're right. In the old continent, people have great respect for holidays. We are obliged to take a vacation. We have a proverb in Poland: work smart, but never hard.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Poland. I like that. What is happiness? USA, rich and famous. Europe, have friends and fun.
There's some truth to that.
There is some truth to that. I mean, of course, here people want to be rich too, and in America you have friends and have fun. But yeah, it's just what's glorified.
Right.
That's what stands
glorified.
out. So all these are long, but I'm going to read one more. Okay, I can totally resonate with you. I lived in Amsterdam for a year, and it was my most beautiful memory. My mental health was so much better and much more relaxed. I'm already thinking about moving back to Amsterdam. All right,
Girl, do it.
Go ahead. All right, that was good. Well, thank you very much, Mr. David Wynn. And as always, thank you for stopping by, and we will see you on the next video.
Bye.
Peace.